Hello students. In last lecture we discussed the various definitions of quality, then what is quality control and quality assurance and total quality management. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about interpretation of quality control in industry. So now our focus is on quality control processes which are performed in industry. So in industry, for quality control purpose, what are the various ways? The first thing is quality control laboratories. Means industry has quality control laboratories for quality control of products. So these quality control laboratories are also called as QC labs. QC labs. So these quality control laboratories includes measurement of quality of finished product, measurement of quality of finished product by inspection measurement of finished goods, inspection measurement of finished goods. So here in quality control laboratories the finished product is analyzed, finished product is analyzed for its quality, so in quality control laboratories sample analysis is the routine task. That means sample of the product is analyzed in quality control laboratories in every batch. So it is a routine task of sample analysis. So here if the product passes the required test and it has the required properties, then the product is passed into the market, otherwise it is rejected. That means if the product sample which is being analyzed in quality control laboratories, it passes all the required tests and the required properties. If it has required properties, then the product is passed into the market. Otherwise, if the product fails, then it is rejected. So here every manufacturing unit in industry should have a quality control laboratory, which are also referred as QC lab, which are also referred as QC lab or QC labs. For batch manufacturing process, here the samples are continuously analyzed in QC laboratories. When the here when the batch manufacturing processes are going on, then the samples are they are continuously analyzed in QC laboratory. So if the product does not have required parameters after the analysis, if it is found that the product does not have required parameters, then on the basis of report of quality control laboratories, proper measures are taken to solve the problem. So on the basis of the result of analysis from QC lab, the proper measures are taken up to resolve the issues so that the product, final manufactured product, will have the required qualities. That means these quality control laboratories, they are playing a very important role in the quality product manufacturing processes. Here, in addition to the regular analysis of samples of finished products, the QC lab should also analyze the raw materials. That means the raw material purchased for the manufacturing process. If that raw material is of good quality, then only we are very sure about the quality of the product which we are going to manufacture. If the raw material contains impurities, then that will affect on the manufacturing process as well as the quality of final product. Okay, so the quality control laboratories should also analyze raw materials which are purchased by industries. That was one of the aspect, means quality control which is carried out in industries by different ways. The first aspect was quality control laboratories. The function of quality control laboratory we have discussed. Now second thing is ISO series. What is that ISO series? So for establishment of common standard for industries, this ISO, an international standard organization, was formed. That means it has a common standard for industries for uh, quality control and quality assurance. So this ISO series, it has three principal groups relevant to analytical chemistry laboratories. The first is the GLP standard, that is the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, which has formulated a good laboratory practices standard. Then second thing is ISO series, in which ISO 9000 standards, they are more relevant standards. And the third thing is National Laboratory Accreditation Bodies, NABL. So out of that, this ISO is having common standard. There are five standards in ISO 9000 series, which are ISO 9000, ISO 9001, ISO 9002, and we have ISO 9003 and ISO 9004. So ISO 9000 guidelines are, the first one is technical inputs using guidelines, introducing statistical process control. The second guideline is introducing the quality policy communicated to all the workers in industries, which can be implemented. Then it also provides a backup support and right resources. The third point is management should bring about attitudinal changes with total commitment, with climate of openness, trust, cooperation, employee care and loyalty. So attitudinal changes are very important here. Attitudinal changes in the workers as well as commitment from workers as well as from management is very important to implement the quality policy in industries. The fourth guideline is implementation of ISO 9000 should be followed by regular audits. Quality systems will have to be incorporated. So regular audit will ensure the proper implementation of these guidelines. Okay. Then what are the advantages of implementing ISO 9000? There are several advantages. So this ISO 9000, they are built in quality at each stage of production and customer satisfaction. That means it takes into account the quality control as well as quality assurance. So these guidelines have uniform working methods, continuous improvement and auditing. So that is very important from quality point of view, quality assurance and quality control. Efficiency increase leads to reduction in waste. Fourth advantage is doing right thing at the right time by right method. Then identification and solving of problems at an early stage. then easy access to information, more accurate policy decisions. Improvements can be identified and implemented quickly. Then good communication and clear understanding of requirements and expectations can lead to long-term partnership. So these are the advantages of ISO 9000. Then the third thing or third aspect which is very important in order to bring about the quality control and quality assurance in industry is good laboratory practice or good laboratory practices. So GLP scheme, which was formulated by Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. So GLP scheme is for the quality of the product. So this scheme is designed to manufacture a quality product. When the product is manufactured according to the GLP compliance or according to the steps which complies the good laboratory practices, then the product we manufacture will have the required quality and we will be very sure about its quality. If product does not meet requirements, then it should be rejected. Okay, so GLP is an operational technique and procedures that will sustain and improve the quality of final product. So this GLP is very important. For quality control of the product, following points should be considered here. The properties and parameters of the product should be known beforehand. For measurement of the properties and parameters of the product, appropriate methods needs to be developed and followed. Then conditions under which the product can be rejected should also be known. The motto of quality control should be no production without measurements, no measurements without records, no records without analysis, and finally no analysis without feedback loop. So what is GLP here? GLP is the business philosophy covering all aspects of product that will lead to quality of the product. That will lead to quality of the product. So these three aspects we have discussed: quality control laboratories, second was ISO, and third was GLP. Through these three things, the interpretation of quality control is carried out in industries. Now the next point is chemical standards and certified materials importance in chemical analysis. So reference material. First we will discuss reference material. So the material which is sufficiently homogeneous and stable with respect to one or more specified properties which has been established to fit for its intended use in measurement process is the reference material. For what purpose this reference material is used? Reference material is used for calibration of measurement system or calibration of measurement device. It may also be used to test the validity of measurements. Whether the measurement is valid or not can be tested with the help of reference material. Then the value of measured property can be compared with the listed with the material. So we are taking this material as a reference. So it can also be used for assigning a value to the measurement. But here the reference material cannot be used for validation of method. For method validation we cannot use this reference material. Next one is certified reference material. It is characterized by metrologically valid procedure for one or more specified properties. This material is accompanied by a certificate that provides the value of a specified property. This material is associated with it has associated uncertainty and statement of metrological traceability for which it is to be used. That means this material comes with the certificate which provides the value of a specified property. So this material differs from reference material by several ways. So reference material one can use for the measurement of range of properties, while this certified reference material is very specific in nature. So this certified reference material is used to measure a specific property. So this certified reference material carries a certificate about the properties, compositions and purpose for which it is to be used. The certificate must be issued by competent authorities such as NBS. Then we have standard reference material. It also meets additional NIST specific criteria and it is issued with the certificate or certificate of analysis that reports the results of its characterization and provides the information regarding the appropriate use of material. So the standard reference material is used for three main purposes. The first one is to help develop accurate method of analysis, to calibrate the measurement system, and to ensure the long-term adequacy and integrity of measurement quality assurance program. Then what is the importance of these materials in chemical analysis? So quantitative chemical analysis involves three major aspects. The first one is calibration of the instrument. Second, ascertaining the validity of measurement made by instrument. Third is verification of the method validation parameters. So for first and second step, one can use a reference material, and for the third step for method validation purpose, a certified reference material is required. Okay, we will stop here. In next lecture we will continue with the last point, that is different grades of analytical reagents.